and then we're going to do a little example. We're going to take a look at one, and I'm going to show it to you. Okay? You can still get on the advanced list if you email Darren right now. You have to do it right now. Otherwise, I'm closing the advanced list down because we actually have over 100 traders on the advanced list. So if all those guys end up, we're going to probably close this thing down pretty quick. All right, let's talk about this. A Gartley pattern. What's the first thing that we need? Need that anchor leg, don't we? Need a little anchor leg. Okay? Darren, just go ahead and drop your email in there so they can get the they can get on that advanced list. All right. So we have the initial leg of the move. And we talked about this before. And again, what you're going to see today is a culmination of all the things that we've talked about all week long. So we get the first leg of the move, and this would be, if Akil was teaching it, this would be the initial structure low, or the initial low. Okay? And this would be the initial high, or you could even call it a new structure high, but because we don't have a break of structure here, we'll just call it the initial high. Okay. And again, we're doing this in a vacuum because we can't see what's to the left of us. So we're starting in a vacuum. The initial low and the initial high. Then we get a pullback. Now, guys, if you do not have your pen and paper, I'm going to move very quickly here, and you need to be writing this stuff down because I'm not going to go over it 15 times. The guy who asks me 5 times what the retracement levels are, you're not going to get, I'm not going to be repeating myself here. So when they get this initial pullback, this is, when we classify this initial leg is known as the X leg, okay? And then the initial high, if I just move these over here, and then the initial high is known as what? Does anybody remember? The A leg. Yes, you guys got it. Perfect. X to A. This is the retracement or the outside return. This retracement of the X to A leg must, here's the rules, it must touch the 618 retracement. Oops, hang on here. Let me grab it. It must touch the 618 retracement, but it cannot touch the 786. You see the reason why we showed you 382, 618, 786? It's almost like we knew what we were doing. It must touch the 618 retracement. It cannot touch the 786. What does that mean? It means we've created a zone. Whoops. It means the market, it's got to come somewhere in here. Anywhere in there, and condition 1 is met. Tell me everybody can see my chart and what I'm drawing. Okay, good. So we got to come in there. When this leg completes, when we come into that zone, this creates the A to B retracement. Okay, so when we talk about this, and you'll hear me talk about the XA leg, when I talk about the AB retracement, this is what I'm talking about, the AB retracement leg. It means I've got an anchor leg, and I'm looking at this first inside leg, the AB leg of the move. Okay? The next thing that has to happen is we have to see another 618 retracement. Okay? Now the rules for this is it must touch the 618. It cannot violate A, which means the wick of the candle cannot violate. The highest high has to be the highest high. Okay? We cannot have a higher high against A. Okay? And we're dealing all with wicks here. Okay? Must touch. I didn't say it's got to close above. I didn't say I need a higher high, higher close above the 618. I said it must touch. And then when we talk about